Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. It's Janae Canis, and today I have got another tasty Plant Paradox and ApoE4 compliant recipe for you. This one's yummy. We've got chocolate pudding. Not only do we have pudding, this pudding is dairy-free and egg-free. And it's surprising how delicious this is. You're really going to be shocked. It's quick to make and it doesn't take very many ingredients. This is our first weekend of shelter in place, so I've been trying to come up with recipes that don't require a lot of ingredients because we're all running around like crazy trying to get stuff or order it online. And this requires very little. Let me go through the ingredient list with you now. It looks like more than it is. It's really pretty short. We need 3 cups of some type of nut milk. We're going to use, for the one I'm making, we're going to use Milkadamia. You can use hemp milk, you can use coconut milk, you can use almond milk, any of the nut milks that you have on hand. And if you don't have enough of one, then combine them together so that you have a total of 3 cups. Then we're going to use a half a cup of erythritol. Now, like I've mentioned before, sometimes we need a little less or a little bit more. So I think half a cup is probably the minimum amount that you want, but start with that, and if it's not sweet enough, then just bump up to where it tastes the best to you. And then we're going to have a half a cup of non-Dutch, not unsweetened cocoa, and with that, we're going to have 1/3 of a cup of arrowroot starch. We'll also add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and to finish off, we'll have 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. You can use really any type of oil that you like that's compliant. Then at the end, we're going to put a little orange zest on, maybe a few chocolate chips, and that'll top it off nicely. So I'm going to take all of these ingredients over to the stovetop and show you how it goes together. It's going to be a really quick dish. Here we are over at the stovetop, and we're going to combine all the dry ingredients. We've got the erythritol, that's a half a cup. The arrowroot starch, 1/3 of a cup. I think I want all of that in there. Don't want to lose any. 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a half a cup of cocoa. Okay, now I'm gonna give that all a mix so it's combined nicely. Now with this recipe, what I like to do is start off with just a small amount of liquid. About 1/3 of a cup at a time. I'm going to now turn the heat on to a low. And we're going to stir this until it incorporates. Starting to get a little thick and liquidy, so now we're going to add a little bit more, about another, that's probably about another 1/3, maybe a little bit more. We want to get all those dry ingredients incorporated. You don't want your flame too high on this because it's better to go slow than too fast. Okay, now most of the dry ingredients are all combined. Let's get some more liquid in there. Small amounts at a time. And this sort of helps the arrowroot starch with the thickening. If you put it all in at one time, I don't think it comes together quite as well. Once it starts to get close to the temperature, it gets a little bit foamy. It's starting to do that now, so it's time to add a little bit more liquid. This actually takes less time than regular pudding with eggs and milk. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's that the arrowroot comes together faster, or probably. You just want to keep it moving on the bottom. I'm going to switch now over to a wooden spoon so I can make sure to get into the edges. And now I'm going to add a little bit more. Keep going. We'll come back to you right before this is ready to finish up. So you don't have to watch the whole process of stirring this, because it does take 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, we've been cooking now for 12 to 15 minutes and it's just now starting to come to the boil. You can see we got to keep moving the spoon. We want to boil it like this for about a minute. You can hear it starting to boil and gurgle a little bit here. And it's going to thicken up some more. It'll also thicken up more as it sits in the dishes. Now we're just about ready here to pull this off of the heat, just a little bit longer. Okay, that's good. We're going to go over here and garnish this now. Okay, now it's ready to be topped off with the oil. So we've got a tablespoon of avocado oil. And put that in. That just makes it a little creamier. And then we're going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla. If you want the recipe for this, go to my chocolate walnut bark recipe, and it's I tell you in there how to make that. It's pretty easy, but it's really nice to make your own. It tastes really good. Okay, now that's all mixed together. We're going to pour it into the ramekins. We're going to have 6 half-cup servings, and then we'll garnish the top when I get it in there. Okay. Well, we did end up getting 6. This one might be a little bit shy, but I think it's pretty close. Get that out of my way. Now I'm going to use my famous microplaner and put a little bit of fresh orange zest. I just picked these off my mom's tree this morning, and they are nice and fresh. They smell great. I thought I was going to need 2, but it looks like 1 is going to be totally enough. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It's yummy. Now you certainly don't need this. You don't even need to top these off with anything. You can just leave them as they are. I don't think I got any. I didn't get any on that one. Okay, and then I have some Lily's chocolate chips. We're just going to sprinkle a few of those on the top. Whoop. Ah, I'm missing more than I'm hitting. Okay, now we're all ready. All we have to do is refrigerate these. It takes about 3 or 4 hours and they're ready to eat. I tried a batch of these earlier to make sure that the recipe was going to come out. I've always made chocolate pudding with eggs and cream or eggs and milk, and I started thinking I didn't think that was necessary. So I played around with it a little bit this morning, and this was the first batch. It's ready to eat, and I want to show you how nice the consistency is. It stays together really well, and it's really creamy. It's a really nice pudding. I think you'll really enjoy it. Let me know how it goes. While you're here, please like and subscribe so I can make you more videos. Thanks a lot.